Have you ever noticed that price seems to always move toward the exact level where most people have their stop losses, and then reverse the moment those stops are hit? You set a buy trade. You put your stop loss below a recent swing low because that is what every trading course tells you to do. Price drops, takes out your stop, and then, almost immediately, shoots back up in the direction you originally called. Or you are watching equal highs on a chart. 2 or 3 highs at almost exactly the same level. Every retail trader sees them. Every retail trader thinks, that is resistance, I will sell there. And then price spikes above those highs, takes out all the sell stop orders above them, and reverses back down. This is not bad luck. This is not random. This is liquidity. And understanding it is one of the most important shifts you will ever make in how you see the market. In ICT, liquidity is not just a concept. It is the fuel that drives every major price move. And once you can see where liquidity is sitting, you can start to anticipate where price is going before it gets there. Let me show you exactly how this works. Welcome back. Episode 5 of the ICT Concepts Master Series. We have covered market structure, BOS and CHOCH, and premium and discount in the last 4 episodes. All of that lays the groundwork for what we are covering today. Liquidity, buy side and sell side. This is the concept that makes everything else in ICT click. Let's get into it. In financial markets, liquidity refers to the presence of buy and sell orders in the market. More specifically, ICT defines liquidity as clusters of orders, stop losses, pending orders, limit orders, that are resting at predictable price levels, waiting to be triggered. Here is the key insight. For a large institution to buy $1 billion worth of an asset, they need someone to sell that amount to them. For them to sell $1 billion, they need buyers. That kind of volume does not exist everywhere. It exists in specific areas where orders have accumulated. So institutions do not just trade wherever they want. They trade where the liquidity is. They move price toward the areas where orders are concentrated. They take those orders, and then they execute their real trade in the opposite direction. In ICT, this is described as price-seeking liquidity. The market is constantly moving toward areas where orders are sitting, not randomly, not based on news alone, but specifically to collect those orders and use them as fuel for the real institutional move. Now, there are 2 types of liquidity that ICT focuses on: buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. These sit on opposite sides of the market and they serve very different purposes. Buy side liquidity sits above the market. Specifically, it sits above swing highs, above equal highs, and above obvious resistance levels, anywhere that a large cluster of buy stop orders and short seller stop losses are sitting. Think about who has orders resting above a swing high. Breakout traders who are waiting for a breakout above resistance. Short sellers who entered at or near that high and have their stop loss placed just above it. Traders who set buy stop orders to enter long if price breaks out. All of these orders are sitting above that high. They are the liquidity. Now here is what institutions do with this. If a large institution needs to offload a massive long position, they need buyers. Where are the buyers? Above that swing high. So they push price up above the high, trigger all of those buy orders and stop losses, and use that flood of buying to sell their own position into. That is called a buy-side liquidity sweep, or a stop hunt to the upside. Equal highs are an especially strong form of buy-side liquidity. When price creates 2, 3, or 4 highs at almost exactly the same level, that is a giant pool of orders sitting right above them. Every retail trader sees that as resistance. Every short seller has their stop just above it. And institutions know this. Equal highs are a magnet. Price almost always sweeps them before any significant move lower. Sell-side liquidity is the mirror image. It sits below the market, below swing lows, below equal lows, below obvious support levels. Anywhere a cluster of sell stop orders and long trader stop losses are sitting. Think about who has orders resting below a swing low. Long traders who entered near that low and have their stop loss just below it. Breakout sellers waiting for a breakdown below support. These are the sell-side orders. They are the fuel. When an institution needs to build a large long position, they need sellers. Where are the sellers? Below that swing low. So they push price down below the low, trigger all those sell stop orders and stop losses, collect all of that selling, and use it to fill their own massive buy orders at a discount. Then once they are fully positioned long, price reverses upward, and everyone who just got stopped out watches the market go exactly where they originally thought it would go. Because they were right about the direction, they were just wrong about the timing. Equal lows are the sell side equivalent of equal highs. 2, 3, or more lows at the same price level. Massive pool of stop losses below them. In ICT, equal lows are almost always targeted before any significant move higher. Here's the rule that comes out of this. In a bullish market, where your higher time frame structure is bullish, if price sweeps sell side liquidity below a swing low and then reverses, that is a strong signal that the institutions have filled their buy orders and are ready to push price higher. That sweep is not a breakdown. It is a setup. In a bearish market, if price sweeps buy side liquidity above a swing high and then reverses, that is institutions filling their sell orders. The sweep is not a breakout. It is the real move beginning in the opposite direction. Let me show you how to identify liquidity pools on your own chart. There are 5 specific areas I look at every single time. 1. Swing highs and swing lows. Any significant high or low that is clearly visible on the chart has stop losses sitting just beyond it. Mark them. 2. Equal highs and equal lows. Anytime you see 2 or more highs or lows at approximately the same price level, draw a line through them. That is a liquidity pool. Price is very likely to sweep it before making a major move. 3. Previous day, week, or month highs and lows. These are massive liquidity pools because so many traders use those levels for their stop placements. The previous day, high and low in particular, are key reference points in ICT. 4. Obvious round numbers. Psychologically significant levels, 1.1000 on EUR/USD, 18,000 on NQ, 2,000 on gold, have enormous clusters of orders resting at them. Retail traders love round numbers. Institutions know this. 5. Trendline stops. When a trendline is widely drawn and well known, the stop losses of traders who are trading off that trendline sit just beyond it. A break of a well-known trendline is often a liquidity hunt, not a true breakout. Now here's how all of this connects to everything we have covered in the series so far. Your higher time frame structure tells you the bias, bullish or bearish. Premium and discount tells you whether the current price is a good location. And liquidity tells you where price is likely to move before it respects your bias and takes off in the expected direction. A very common ICT scenario looks like this. Higher time frame is bullish. Price pulls back into a discount zone. Below that discount zone, there is a pool of sell side liquidity. A swing low or equal lows with stop losses sitting below them. Price sweeps that liquidity, spikes below the lows, takes out the stops, and then reverses hard back into the bullish direction. That sweep into discount to grab sell side liquidity before a bullish move is one of the most reliable patterns in ICT. We will see it come up over and over again in later episodes when we get into the full trading models. The key takeaway right now, when you see price making a move that seems counterintuitive, ask yourself, what liquidity is it hunting? Where are the orders sitting? The answer will almost always explain the move. Quick note before we wrap up. If you are enjoying this series and want to go beyond just learning these concepts manually, we build trading tools specifically designed around advanced ICT strategies. TradingView indicators, MT5 bots, signals, all built around the models we cover in this series and more. Check out what is available at thedtctools.com. And if you want to stay in the loop as new tools drop, join our Telegram channel. Link is in the description. Let's bring it all together. Liquidity is clusters of orders sitting at predictable levels. Stop losses, pending orders, limit orders. Smart money moves price toward those clusters to collect the orders they need to execute their own large trades. Buy side liquidity sits above the market, above swing highs, equal highs, and resistance. When price sweeps buy side liquidity and reverses, institutions have been selling into the buying pressure. Sell side liquidity sits below the market, below swing lows, equal lows, and support. When price sweeps sell side liquidity and reverses, institutions have been buying into the selling pressure. The market is always hunting liquidity. Once you can see where the pools are, you stop being surprised by the moves that take out your stops. You start anticipating them. In episode 6, we are going one step deeper: liquidity sweeps and stop hunts. We are going to look at exactly what these events look like on the candle level, how to identify them in real time, and how to position yourself to trade the reversal that follows. Drop a like if this gave you a new way of seeing the market. And drop a comment. What is the one liquidity sweep that you remember getting caught in? The one that stopped you out right before the market went your way? Tell me below. Subscribe, and I will see you in episode 6.